Hello, good morning. Welcome to the class session 12. In the previous session, we have studied the concept virtual machine and we have learned how to create the virtual machine and why the virtual machines are used. Now in today's session, we'll see the further part of the virtual machine, that is virtualization. First, let us understand what is a virtualization. Now suppose in a system or any laptop, okay, there are four common basic resources, or you can say physical resources, like in every laptop or the system you find out processor, RAM, ROM and network. So these four resources or physical resources is available on every system. Now suppose if you want to create a server. So to create a server, you need more number of processors, more RAM, more ROM and more networking capacity. And now suppose if you want to create a server. So if you want to create a server, you need more processor, you need more RAM, ROM and network. So in a server you need to feed too much of processor, RAM, ROM, networking power, capability. So these all must be fed into the server. And once it is fed into the server, it becomes a physical machine. We call it as a physical machine. Physical machine is nothing but a server. So the cloud providers will be having this only one server. So cloud providers will be having the server with too much processor, RAM, ROM and network, and they have only one server, that is physical machine, and they need to distribute these all resources among multiple clients. So many clients request for resources and services from the cloud providers. So how they will fulfill, because they have only one server, and even clients are ready to pay for whatever the services and resources the cloud providers are providing. So the cloud providers, to distribute resources and services among multiple clients, they uses this virtualization concept. So these all resources will be used through the virtualization concept. So to use these resources and services through virtualization concept, you need one software, and that software we call it as hypervisor. So hypervisor is one software or a program which is implemented inside a server. So even this has to be implemented inside the server to create virtual machines. So what is the work of this hypervisor? It is one software which creates many virtual machines. So because of this hypervisor, we can able to create many virtual machines. How much virtual machine you want? So each virtual machine will be given to each user. So through the virtual machine, all the demands of the clients will be fulfilled. So this hypervisor also monitors these various virtual machines and distributes the resources among various clients. So this server we call it as physical machine or the host machine, and these virtual machines we call it as guest machines. So this guest machine, virtual machine, will be connected to the client, and through this virtual machine, all the demands of the clients will be fulfilled. So these users can be from any location in the country. So these users are from multiple locations, and this server is located to one place, and clients are from different places. So server is located in different places and clients from different places. All this together, they can access the services from the cloud providers through this server, through the virtual machines. So this concept we call it as virtualization, and the cloud providers need this virtualization concept to distribute the services among multiple clients. Next is full virtualization. So this is a part of virtualization only. Just the name full virtualization means, you can see in this diagram, your company, that is means your laptop, and service provider. So whatever is available on this server or whatever is available on this cloud service providers, everything will be installed on the client's computer. So all resources whichever are available on the server will be installed on this client's computer. So all resources is used by this client's computer. So full virtualization is a technique in which a complete installation of one machine is run on another. The result is a system in which all software running on the server is within a virtual machine. So whichever client, it's not only one client, it can be many clients. So many clients can use the all resources which are available on this server through the virtualization. So for every user, different virtual machines will be created, and all resources they can access from the server. That's why it is called as full virtualization. So all resources that client uses from server, from cloud providers. So in a fully virtualized deployment, the software running on the server is displayed on the client. Next is para-virtualization. So in this para-virtualization, not all the resources will be used from the server of the cloud providers. So only few resources can be used from the cloud providers. Okay, whatever is running on the server, it's not that full has to be available on the client machine also. So that we call it as para-virtualization. So some services, some resources, they will take it from cloud providers. So para-virtualization allows multiple operating systems to run on a single hardware device at the same time by more efficiently using system resources like processors and memory. So we have already seen in the virtual machine in the previous session that how the multiple operating system can be used on the single machine. So on a single machine only, you can create many virtual machine, and on every virtual machine different operating system can be run. In one virtual machine, Windows can be run, in another virtual machine Linux and Solaris and so on. So whatever the hardware resources are available on that machine will be used by those virtual machines. So hardware resources will be shared among these virtual machines. So but in para-virtualization, its management module operates with an operating system that has been adjusted to work in a virtual machine. Okay, so para-virtualization can be also used for using multiple operating system by using a single hardware devices. So para-virtualization works best in these sorts of deployments. Disaster recovery: in the event of a disaster, guest instances can be moved to other hardware until the equipment can be repaired. See, in a disaster recovery, as there are many virtual machines, okay, so when you are working on one virtual machine, so whatever, and if the disaster has occurred on the system, it will not affect the virtual machines. The data of the virtual machines will be safe, because it is going to affect the host machine. It is not going to affect the virtual machines. So the data can be moved from one virtual machine to another virtual machine. Migration: moving to a new system is easier and faster because guest instances can be removed from the underlying hardware. Yes. Okay. So through the virtualization software, by using the hypervisor software, the various virtual machines will be created, and those can be easily removed out. Like as you delete the file, like it, those can be easily deleted out of the removed out, or it can be moved. Capacity management: because of easier migration, capacity management is simpler to implement. It is easier to add more processing power or hard drive capacity in a virtualized environment. So it is easier to add more processing power or hard drive capacity in a virtualized environment. Hypervisor application: that is where this software can be used, in which type of application this is useful. As there are many hypervisor softwares and there are of different companies, different versions, and those are used in various applications like VMware. So in later chapters you are going to study about this VMware and how it works. In later chapters you are also going to study about Microsoft's. Okay, So these are also used in this hypervising virtualization software is also used by Microsoft, which allow you to virtualize your servers so that multiple virtual servers can run on one physical server. So they are using for creating many virtual machines from a physical server, from only one server. They also make it possible to install different operating systems on the same machines. On a single machine, you can run different operating systems. For example, you may need Windows Vista to run one application while another application requires Linux. So as I already told this, where this virtualization software is used. So same example it is. It's easy to set up the server to run both operating systems. So in today's session, we have seen the virtualization where virtual machines are created, and we have seen full virtualization, virtualization, and the remaining points we'll see in the next session. Thank you.